Hey guys, so in the last episode, we talked about how social media was fake and how it's super important to pour back into yourself. Well, I'm back again to keep going with this topic since I feel like it's super important. So I had talked about how we only see what people want us to see, right? And to be honest, you can't compare your life to someone's curated highlight reel, and that's like truth right there. I will say that sometimes watching people's social media pages, their highlights, their reels, their For You page, honestly distorts what you think you're supposed to be doing or where you're supposed to be at. And truth is that social media can truly make you feel like you're behind when you're really not. You're honestly right where you're supposed to be. I wanted to say that like before I get really real, the reason why I wanted to bring that all back up again is because it's funny because this week I'm going back to the gym. Woo, cue the music. And I'm back on this health and fitness journey, and I was just on social media comparing like literally everything, what I was doing, how I was doing it, the amount of times I was going to the gym a week. And I will say I've probably restarted my health and fitness journey like 10 million times. But this time I am all for just trying to get this down and starting off with, I would say, more of like a healthy foot forward. Sorry. Did you totally hear the chair in that? I don't know if you heard the chair, but I did. Recently, the gym has been my new productive goal. Going and working out for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And mind you, I don't even notice how long I'm there anymore because I'm actually enjoying what I'm doing and I'm putting time into what I'm doing and effort. So yeah, to be honest, after this podcast, I'm definitely going to the gym, and my goal is 3 days a week. So if you guys have a gym goal, I definitely challenge you to meet it every week. If you guys are curious what my gym routine is, I will give it to you. Just comment down below. I don't know, comment like a little muscle, a little muscle arm, and I will show you. I won't show you, but I will definitely tell you my gym routine. Okay, so here's a little timeline of where my relationship with the gym has been. And really, like, I started off the episode with this deep conversation because this is the deep conversation I've been having with myself since the beginning of the week. Like I said, the week has been kind of hectic. Episode one dropped and I was super emotional, just going through all of that. This is a big step for me because I mean, for some of you who do know me and some of you who don't, I've been super camera shy for like the longest, and just like speaking in front of a ton of people has always made me like super nervous. And so this is really new for me, but I'm really excited. So anyways, a timeline of where I've been, my relationship with the gym. For the longest time I did sports, like in high school, I ran track and field. So my relationship with the gym was not even like my own, right? Like it was something that I was doing because we had a coach who said, okay, you need to be doing this, this, and that every single day. See you at practice. I had scheduled times. I had homework, and I still gave myself a bedtime at that point in my life. So I was getting up and going to practice. I was showering. I was getting ready. I was doing school, doing homework, heading back into the gym or like the school gym, and working out and or at track races. So I was always busy. And honestly, I would say peak body yaddy. Okay, body was tea because I was doing something that I loved. And for all the girlies out there who do sports, you know, like it's a lot of work, but honestly, you're like, period, I did that. So then I got into college, and I kind of, like I didn't take sports with me. So then I was doing this thing where I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna go to the gym Monday through Friday because I have classes, I do work in the morning, might as well. Still, I was back into a gym, and now I didn't have a coach, so it was all me, and I relied heavily on YouTube. And so I was doing a bunch of the YouTube workouts. I don't know if any of you remember the 100 squat challenge. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. It actually didn't do anything, but in the moment, it felt like it did everything for me. So I was doing a lot of those kinds of things, and I still felt good. Like I still felt confident. And it wasn't until probably like, I would say like my third year into college, I really slowed down because I'd finally figured out my major, and I was super busy with school, and I didn't have the energy or the time. And honestly, I think as you get older too, like your energy level drops, your vitamin levels drop, and so you lose, I think you lose some motivation to do the gym 6 days a week, right? I definitely did. And then I would say, like, I was snacking a ton, and I never had time for a real meal. Like, I was always at work, and then I was at school, and then I had a ton of work to do. So my relationship with the gym became a chore. And this is where it all got bad for a second. It became a chore, and I just didn't want to go anymore. And then it became something that was more of like I wouldn't know what to say or what to call it besides like, I don't know, it felt like torture, to be honest with you, because I didn't want to be there. And I just knew, like, at that point I was just doing it to maintain what I had already done for years, and it wasn't working. And also that was because, like, my diet wasn't the same, and I wasn't getting enough rest, and I wasn't drinking enough water and all the things. But old Rubina did not know that, and I just felt like everything was crumbling. And I will say, for anyone who's struggling with body dysmorphia, honestly, I would look more into it. Do your research and really get down to why it happens and how normal it actually is for a lot of young women and men. Because I started noticing that my body dysmorphia was happening, and then I started having like a really negative relationship with the gym and with the comparisons I was making. Again, here's that big word, comparison. I started noticing that where I was at in my life looked far different from where everyone else was at, and I gave up on the gym. So fast forward, it had been probably 2 years since I had this good gym routine. I was eating whatever I wanted to. I was doing whatever I wanted to. I was sleeping whenever I honestly had a chance. And it was honestly feeling like self-destruction at that point. And it wasn't until maybe, I would say probably 2 years ago when I started asking my doctor, like, hey, can you measure my vitamin levels? And I found out that I was significantly low in vitamin B12 and like vitamin D. So she was like, girl, do you ever actually even see the sun? And truth is, I really didn't go outside because I was constantly working and constantly doing homework. And I wasn't ever allowing myself, again, to have some grace in my life and to understand that this was just a season, and I felt like this had been forever. And so I stopped caring about the routines and everything like that. And recently, since my abundance in myself, the amount of time, the amount of effort I give to myself has been changing. I've been slowly changing my diet. I've been taking supplements, vitamin supplements, to replenish my body. I've been drinking a ton of water. And honestly, organization is key. My mom was always right. I know, because, every mom says you need to organize everything. And to be honest, we're just lazy, because really, once I started organizing everything, I was like, oh, this is why we do it. This is great. So I started, organizing my time, having better time management is what I'm trying to say. And I started getting to bed on time. I started measuring how much water I was drinking. And this new step forward with the gym has been about just not comparing my body and more so doing what makes me feel good. And a little insight, I do a lot of simple workouts, but I push myself. Like, I do as many reps as I can. And then I also have some gym buddies that go with me and they always are pushing me. So if you have a gym buddy or a friend who wants to go with you, I think that's really important. I think sometimes facing the gym alone, which if you are doing that, I applaud you, because that for me wasn't easy. So I would always rely on friends, and I would say don't rely on anyone, but in the beginning, I'm gonna be honest with you, it is sometimes easier to have someone who goes with you and someone that who's starting up just like you are, and doing it together, because it's hard, it's difficult, I'm not gonna lie to you. Wow. Today I'm trying to like meet my water goals, as you can tell. Anyways, so I started going with my friends. They encourage me all the time, and I feel like I'm doing really well. I do have a planner, so I would say that's definitely something I highly recommend. I definitely organize all my things that I have to do in a day, whether it's literally like going to the grocery store, doing laundry. I write it all down, because when I see my day laid out like that, I know like the goals that I have for myself. It was funny because I was just talking to my cousin maybe like 4 hours ago on the phone, and she was talking to me about collagen. By the way, if you don't know what collagen is, it's something that like keeps you youthful. You know, a lot of people say like, oh my gosh, I need good collagen because that's what's going to keep me young. Anyways, your collagen hours for sleep are 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. So it's super important to get to bed before 10 and to stay in a good REM sleep. So that has been another one of my like, okay, got it noted. I'm going to try that and see if it makes me feel any better. Honestly, taking the vitamin supplements has been amazing too. And having like a smaller goal in the beginning. So now instead of like pushing myself to go to the gym 5-6 times a week, I just go 3 days a week, and I feel like I feel like I've just like ran a marathon, to be honest with you. Like I feel like, yes, I did that. And so having smaller goals set in front of you, and I also think I talked about that in one of the episodes, has made a huge difference. But I did want to like end this podcast off with I don't know, I guess challenging you guys to recognize when you are speaking to yourself, if it's the way that you would speak to someone you love. A huge one for me is remembering these 3 things, and that is grace over guilt, and compassion over criticism, and love over comparison, because you are worthy and you are growing and you are not alone. Please note that I am definitely someone, even though I would say like I'm getting into really good and healthy routines, I honestly I'm just a girl who understands that we go through things and you're human, and it's okay to have your moments, and it's okay that if you do the comparison thing, don't make yourself feel like, oh gosh, like now I have to beat myself up because I'm comparing myself. No. Take a moment, pause, and remember that you are a human, and that those are just natural things that we do. But it's important to take a step back and to give yourself that time to recognize and to say, okay, what can I do moving forward? Because we can't go backwards, we can only move forward. If you guys haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your post notifications, and I will see you next Tuesday. Bye. Also, if you guys are wondering why I'm wearing sunglasses, it is because I'm having one of those human days where I'm tired, and this podcast comes first, so I throw in some shades, because also I really love these shades, and they're going to be my camping shades with all my friends. Stay tuned for those photos, okay? Because I'm going to have some funny, awesome, amazing posts for you guys. I tried to link the Instagram, and I got so many people telling me that the Instagram link did not work in episode 1, where I was like, oh, click the link down below. Let's be friends on Instagram. I still want to be your friend on Instagram. However, the link wasn't working, and it should be up and running now. There's a Q&A highlight on our Instagram. So if you have questions for me or the production crew, please ask them there. And hopefully in episode 4 or 5, we will get to answering those questions. Cut. Why are you laughing, bro? Cut.
That was hilarious.